It's 6:30. We just got done with prayer and communion here at Central Communion. I'm out in the parking lot. I was just looking out over the sunrise. There's the Welcome Building and the chapel and the Jack for Jesus van, and looking out towards sunrise. And it's really a pretty morning. It's gorgeous. Behind me is the park. And I've been looking at the park. I've been thinking about what it would mean to take that 1 acre. It took us a long time to build that park. We were able to fund it because people from church in Arlington, Pastor Ken's old church, merged together with us. They donated a lot of money and we were able to build that entire park. But it's easy for us to come out here, and when we first start the month of February, we discover what happens at night here around Central Community when no one's here. We don't have security on the campus, and so we have, just obviously normal security, but as far as security who live and work on the campus. And so who knows what's going to be here. Now, this morning I came out here and there's a Mickey's bottle. Now, I've since learned by reading the label that Mickey's is fine malt liquor. From the looks of it and the broken bottle next to it, I'm guessing maybe not fine malt liquor, but I guess fine is in the eyes or mouth of the beholder, however it works out. But we start coming on the 1st of the month, and February in this month of prayer, and I get here around 5:15 in the morning. And when I show up in the beginning of the month, over there underneath the Welcome Building and in front of the sanctuary, there will be people here sleeping. My favorite was a guy on the 2nd or 3rd of the month. I came up and I said, "Hey man, you got to move. I've got to get inside the sanctuary doors." And he looked up at me, he lifted his head and he said, "What the F time is it?" I thought to myself it was some, but after 18 days, today's the 18th. Funny part about it is the people who normally would be sleeping somewhere around our property don't show up anymore. And sometimes folks hide behind the fence or something like that, but they're not here. And there's one simple reason they're not here, and it's because we're here. Now, interestingly, the doors are open. They're more than welcome to come inside for prayer and communion with us, but because we're here, they no longer own the darkness or own the opportunity to sleep here during the night, and so they don't show up. I've been looking at a lot of different possibilities of what it would mean to build for the homeless and what it would mean to get involved in a community that actually starts to build those small houses or tiny houses or trailers or something where we could start to develop for the homeless, and all because a friend of mine has a construction company, and he had this idea that he drew me into. And ever since he's drawn me into this idea about building community in this regard, it seems to make so much sense. We've looked at the park out here. It's 1 acre, but as we've looked at it, it seems like the smallest they do this on is about 4 acres. And I've had the opportunity to look at communities in Oregon, one that I want to go up and visit here real soon because they look like they've got it really going on. Community down in Georgia that's for veterans, that's really got it going on. But so many different places, because I think for me, the solution for homelessness in America isn't going to be any one single solution. I think Jackets for Jesus has been a wonderful blessing during all of this time. And I think it's been a great part of it. But there's not going to be one single solution. A street ministry giving people a meal is not going to fix everything, that's for sure. I think one community helping homeless veterans is a great thing. And there's a community helping homeless veterans where they're building little trailers for them. That's spectacular. But I think at the end of the day, the solution is going to be because everyone wants to come together. And we put this multifaceted call to hope together to say, we believe there's going to be something that is a solution for everything that comes from many different faith backgrounds. It comes from many different kinds of people. Maybe people who don't have any faith, but have a desire to share this land of milk and honey that we've been given. This land that has so much. And we've heard this call to say, we want to do more, and so we're going to listen to these decrees that we've been given. We're going to obey, and we're going to work hard to say we don't want anyone to be sleeping on the sidewalk. We don't want anyone to be cold. We don't want any family to go without. We want to make sure that everyone has that which they need. It's only about 45 or 46 degrees this morning, which is a nice morning in general. But I realize I'm going to go home and I'm going to go for a run, and then I'm going to get ready for work, and I'm going to come back. And, my life is good. I've got a home. got clothes to change into run and clothes to change in for the day at work. I've got keys to the sanctuary. But there are those who are probably waiting for February to be over. And they already know our schedule here in the community. And once February's over, they'll be able to slip back here into the dark and be able to sleep here again. The people who left because they had their Mickey's fine malt liquor over here crashed the bottle and took off before we got here at 5 o'clock this morning. They won't have to worry about us showing up again, and they'll have it until 8 or 9 in the morning before they have to worry about running off. Won't have to worry about saying, what the time is it? And I think what it would mean to be able to reach through to those people and be able to say, you know, you don't have to be living outside. You don't have to be sleeping outside. There's something more for you if you want it. And I think we need to come to a spot as a society where no one's sleeping outside. Where literally, it's against the law to sleep outside. It's against the law to be in the cold. Not because we're being hard on anyone, not because we're being abusive or abrasive to anyone, but because we're compassionate and we don't want anyone to be left out in the cold. We don't want anyone to be sleeping on the concrete. It's not the way you treat humans. The way you treat humans, well, you treat them better than we treat dogs that we even build a pound for and keep them. You love them, give them grace. You restore hope. So that's what I'm trying to do. Someone asked me the other day, it came in and saw all these building plans for all these different communities that I was working on and looking at. I said, well, why are you working on this? I said, well, because I believe there's a call to hope. And if I can be a part of that, I want to be a part of that. Because I don't want to be mediocre. I believe that God gave us our lives to be miraculous. I hope some of you will think about being part of this call to hope. Some of you will say, I want to be a part of that miracle, Eric. And we come together because I believe our generation can be the solution that takes care of things for the next generation to come. Us together, regardless of our background, we can say, we believe that there's a new day that's out ahead of us, and we don't want to leave these problems for the next generation. We want to make sure that the situation that we're facing today, we understand it's our responsibility, and whatever we can do, we take part in saying, we'll do our part to make sure the solution is here, so that when our children and our grandchildren have to address it, they address it without people sleeping on the street. Hey, have a fantastic day. Be the miracle. And when you find that guy saying, what time is it? Take a moment to be gracious. Take a moment to smile. Take a moment to be kind. It's time for you to get up. Time for you to get going. Time for you to remember that there's a call to hope in your life as well. You were created to be the miracle. God bless you. Have a fantastic day.